Question.
In this lonely ass world, it's getting colder. I'm not going nowhere if I cannot take my boat in. My mind was bred a little different, yeah, from my own past. If I see heat, why the fuck would I wanna go there? Mama, I make you smiling. Mama, your little nigga came from wildin'. Mama, always got in trouble, I was shouting. Mama, now I'm staring at shit. Mama, I'm the pilot. Mama, if I want something, I'ma go get it. Mama, swim with the sharks, piranhas, and fishes. Mama, it's so hard down here, God is my witness. Mama, I know where I'm going. Mama, I'm a fan. It's hard not knowing who is really gonna be there for me. I wish you could be here to see me the day I start touring. Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path, I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast, I had to keep trying. Growing up, I got in trouble, told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up, swear I be needing me time.
Good morning to the DMV and the rest of the world. This is your girl Reese, aka the best that ever did it, aka what's happening? Well. Thank you for another edition of the Morning Madness on the Morning Mac Show. I am your host today, but I'm not alone. I come with the rest of my panel this morning. First of all, giving utmost respect and esteem, pleasures to my super producer, Mr. Molly Mall. He's always in the back. He'll say what's happening sometimes later on, but he's always in the back doing his thing. And then I also have with me this morning my brother Hakeem. Good morning. Sorry.
Good morning. Peace and love to everybody out there. Salute to the kings and the queens.
Grand Rising. And I also have with me today on the panel my girl Friday, but it's Monday, Michelle Pucciarelli.
Happy Monday. Happy
Hey.
Monday, not Friday. How are you? Peace and blessings, everyone.
Love, peace, and hair grease. Hey, somebody, one of the listeners asked me, why do we say Grand Rising? And I was trying to explain about saying words like good morning, go odd in the morning, we're not morning. Because one of you guys, Molly or Hakeem, explain that to the listeners that's out there, why we say good morning, why we say Grand Rising is better than good morning.
Because it's wordplay, and we've been taught that to speak their language. That's not our language. So every word has a meaning to it, but they just changed the spelling. So why are we mourning in the morning? Why we got to wake up and mourn for something? It's Grand Rising because the universe woke us up. God woke us up. That's Grand Rising. You follow what I'm saying? It's a grand, because our grand master of the universe woke us up. And you got to realize that the quote unquote the colonizers, they did wordplay on this. Don't y'all remember when y'all was going to school and they taught you how to write in cursive? So who you cursing? Who you cursing? I want to know who you cursing when you were. Don't write my name in cursive. Talking about you for me.
I don't miss those days.
But now watch this. Now they took that out. They don't even write in cursive no more. Yeah. None of the kids, but we got all that.
Well, they said because the computers, technology, they said they have the kids mostly do their work on laptops and computers and stuff like that. That
it's sure.
That's why they said that they don't even call that a course anymore. Things change as time progresses. The old ways are out and the new ways are in. That's what I was told. Why they don't even teach that in school anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let that be the reason why, because they can't use that. They can't use that no more. See, that was an entity and a power that they can use because things have changed. They take it out of place and out of perspective now. You know, just look at, and I would say how they changed everything up. The reason everybody's going plant based for real, and reason even the government is leaning towards that because the big lie is being revealed. How in the hell you gonna feed all these restaurants, all these people in the world talking about by animals? Something ain't right. There's no way you can do that.
How are we going to eat? Did you hear about the chicken they're making in labs now?
Oh yeah, they've been making that in labs. You know, what's name was doing that first? That was KFC.
Yeah, somebody told me about that. That they was raising chickens with no beaks and no feathers.
Right. And they've been feeding them pellets, food of pellets and nurturing through pellets.
That's
yeah. And then is the case with McDonald's that
Did he freeze?
Yeah, I think so. I thought I froze.
I don't know, because I said that made everything freeze. Everything, as soon as I said that, it froze.
I freeze, and I thought it was me this time, but it was
it froze everything. But there's a lot out there. You know, we just got to be careful and do our due diligence on our life.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with that.
Just like pharmaceutical, the biggest drug dealer in the world. They keep us in a hospital. They feed us stuff that is known is going to make us sick. A lot of stuff, the food that is here in the United States is illegal in other countries.
Yeah, it is. The FDA approves a lot of things that other countries wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. And I often wonder about that. If these are other deprived countries and some of these are third world countries, they ain't even approving some of the stuff that they are approving over here. But I was told a long time ago that it's paid admission, like they pay to get stuff pushed through. So, for the FDA to turn their head. So it's crooked. All of it is crooked when you think about it.
Because they want to keep us ill. They want to keep us in the hospital so they can keep selling us pills.
There's money. It comes. I believe. I agree with you guys. I think it comes down to the money. You know, they have to. You notice there's not ever usually a cure for something, and some medications. Like I've seen this happen to my mom and dad because they're getting up there. The doctor will prescribe them one thing to treat something, and then they start having these other things that are happening, either caused by the medication or not, and then they have to. Oh well, now we need to put you on this since your body's doing that. And it's just, it is in my opinion, it is a vicious cycle, and it just continues to go. And I don't love the fact that insurance companies aren't looking at the cost for prescriptions, because people now need either a discount program to help lower the cost of their prescription, or if you're savvy enough, you can go on to Cost Plus, and all of a sudden Mark Cuban, who has a tequila company, a professional basketball team, he's now selling discounted prescriptions as well, and you can get them cheaper than your insurance and cheaper than with the discount program. So it makes me question things, right, a little bit.
Yeah, it's
a business.
It's a business. We the cash cows. And we the cash cows.
Yep.
So we don't change our diet to eating plant-based fruit.
I love
if we don't change into that mode, then we're gonna continue to be at their beck and hands with these pills of lies that they give us, because they don't do anything from it. Everything they get is from nature. And to make the medicine, so we can go straight to the medicine. You know what I'm saying? That the medicine they make, they baking it based on a herbal that is out there on the land. We can go out there and get that same herb and not have the side effects that they put in them pills, so we can have the side effects. Now we got a side effect. Now we got to go back to the doctor, which is you got to pay the doctor. Then we got to get a restrip prescription, which that they don't mind because it's all a game. They just giving us stuff, you know, and to put a Band-Aid on something that we can go out there on the earth and get ourselves and heal ourselves. We got to, in our body, God put the natural inclination in our body of healing. Our body naturally heals. Why you think when you get a cut, it heals? It heals.
That's how we were made. We were made to last. That's just proof to show that we wasn't made to get sick and die. But everything around us causes us to get sick. But we were made to rejuvenate ourselves or reboot ourselves in the healing moment. That's why we need our rest. I didn't know at 3 o'clock at night when all they call it the witching hour, but that's the time that your body is healing, that your body is getting you back together so you can get through another day. So
have you ever noticed though, like I think you and I have experienced this with all the running around that you and I do. You know, that we're running around, we get home late at night, we sleep for a little bit, and then, you know, we could feel it the next day that you have, you know, if you're not sleeping well, if you're stressed, if you have some, you know, some anxiety or whatever's going on, that'll lower your immune system too. And in fact, impact, you know, I feel it impacts me, I should say. It definitely impacts me.
Because it definitely does. It's anything to strain. If you don't put enough oil in your car, you strain in the motor or engine, or if you put the wrong stuff in there, you strain in the engine. The body is the best engine that I know of. The way the best machine that I know of, the way it runs and the way each little part is used for something, you know, it works together. So if there's a strain somewhere, it affects you, no matter where it is. But before I get into we go off with the body, today's show topic, I broke it down into 2. I wanted to talk about 2 things today, guys. The first topic is a serious topic, and the second topic is a lighthearted topic, but just as serious.
Okay.
The first topic I want to talk about, the reversal of affirmative action.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing to me that they're only looking at schools for this, but a lot of our young, the next generation, are not going to 4-year colleges. They're going to trade school. They're doing other things. So this affirmative action, even though they got everybody's looking over there at the eyes, and it's coming from the Asian group, which a minority is a minority. Minority is anything other than white. That's what the affirmative action was set in place for. So they already, it was to benefit. But the Asians was saying that that they couldn't get into school because they was meeting a quota with black students, and all of that's a farce. It's just something else to try to create division, because the truth of the matter is that Asian meets the quota as well, because you're anything other than white. I even looked up the definition. They said it's for a group of individuals who they feel that is how do they put it, less fortunate or challenged some type of way. So yes, challenge. When you look up the definition, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna Google the definition and y'all can listen to the definition of it. They saying how they saying it. This is funny because this is like,
you know, the only challenge that there is how minorities are still perceived in this country.
And Asian people are minorities. The last I looked, we all was minority. Anything than white it was the minority. Last I looked. Now let's say looking someplace else. Let me turn this volume up so you guys can hear.
But one thing I do know that other bills be passed for other race. Other bills have been passed for other minority groups besides us.
That's right.
Because they just passed the bill for
what is
not too long ago for the Asian people. They passed the bill for hate crime.
In the context of the allocation
Made
of
it a law.
resources or employment, the practice or policy of favoring individuals belonging to groups regarded as disadvantaged or subject to discrimination.
Disadvantage
or subject to discrimination.
Now, that's
so again,
everybody.
it's exactly, that's what I was going to say. And again, what your point where we were talking this morning, what did you say last year?
I said that once they did the Roe versus Wade thing, I said affirmative action is next. I said it over a year ago, right there on the Morning Mac show, on the same platform. I was on the radio in the studio, and it was about the Roe versus Wade. And I said they're going to come for affirmative action next. It's all a part of the agenda because they're going to make America great again. Everything that they gave us, every liberties that they gave us, and civil rights or whatever kind of rights are being revoked, whether it's women's rights, civil rights, whatever, everything is slowly being taken away. They gave you Juneteenth, but what good is Juneteenth if they snatch everything right back from you, and then you'll find yourself in bondage again? It may be a different type of bondage, may not be the shackles on your arms and wrists, but it's worse because it's a shackle on this. I
just want to point out one thing, though. This is federal. This is the federal affirmative action.
It always
trickles down. Right. But then again, it'll be up to the states. That's what I'm saying. Like when Roe versus Wade went, now it's being passed down onto the states to decide what they're going to do. And in theory, right now, when you think about it, Althea, it's shameful that colleges have to, they should be looking at everyone. Education should be something that everyone should have the advantage or the opportunity to receive. And in 2023, if we can't accept that every rainbow spectrum, every individual has that right to go to school, to me, it's just like, why don't we just go back to the dark ages? Why did we even
going back? That's what they're doing. They're resetting.
And I hope people are smart enough to see this, honestly.
Hakeem, what do you think? Because everybody keeps saying school. I'm thinking of jobs. I'm thinking of employment. I'm thinking of these companies where they can make it all white again. But because the affirmative action came into place, you had to give 15%.
That's not going to happen. All white.
HR.
That's not going to happen. And the reason that's not going to happen
are looking differently.
Right. The reason that's not going to happen is because you got to realize even the slave masters and their children's and children's, where all of them is coexisting with multicultural life. See, that's what they failed at, to realize that they can say they can bring it all white if they want to, but we got a lot of interracial marriages, children. So that stops them for even trying to grow into that affirmative all white thing. That's dead. That's not even gonna happen. Too many interracial families. Too many.
Yeah. You think? Okay.
Too many.
We got a news clip. Push back. So about this is what they saying.
Silly.
Universities digest yesterday's Supreme Court ruling that effectively ended affirmative action. Schools are left to grapple with how to revamp their admission policies to ensure diversity of their campuses. William Brangham takes a look at these implications and how some colleges say they'll ensure diversity remains a top priority.
Jeff, with admissions officers no longer able to take race into account, colleges and universities will need to adopt other approaches if they want to build a diverse student body. For some perspective, we're joined by Jeff Selingo. He's a writer who has covered higher education for years. He's the author, most recently, of Who Gets In and Why. Jeff, great to have you back on the NewsHour.
Great to be here.
So the reality of this new landscape is obviously sinking in for schools. You spent, for your last book, a sort of under the hood look with admissions officers at how they go about their jobs. What is your sense of how they're going to all be responding to this new challenge?
Well, I think they're going to have to figure it out over the next year, especially given, applications will start arriving this fall. And one of the interesting things is that admissions is a very data-driven operation. And so they're constantly following how they're doing on their various priorities. So whether that's geography, whether that's race and ethnicity, whether that's, men and women, they're always looking at these priorities through the admissions season that starts in November through the last acceptance or last denial that they send out in March. And they're not going to be able to track that. So they always knew during the process how well they were doing at enrolling Black students, or at least accepting Black students or accepting Hispanic students. They're not going to be able to do that as much as they used to. So they're going to be kind of flying blind in terms of their enrollment until they know those enrollment numbers later in the season.
The majority opinion written by Justice Roberts implied that there were other ways that schools could try to take race into account through things like essays. Is that how you imagine that schools are going to start to try to adapt?
I think they're going to be looking for other ways. And he specifically said, students can talk about their lived experiences in their essays, but he also warned colleges in essentially that same opinion, don't use that as a workaround around race. So it's clear that students are going to be able to talk in different places, and also teachers and counselors are going to be able to talk in their recommendations about students, but they're going to have to be clear. There's going to be a clear line. And for, I think, a lot of these admissions readers, it's going to be a little difficult, at least this first year around, in terms of determining, how can we use race in this way.
Prior to yesterday, there were several schools in the country that, because of local laws, were not allowed to take race into consideration. California and Michigan in particular. What has their experience been like? And are they a way to sort of look into the future of how other schools might do this?
Oh, definitely. And I think what the experience in there, and I also was at University of Washington for my book, which was also could not use race in admissions. It was really around the recruitment process. They had to get that funnel very big at the top in order to enroll the number of students that they wanted. And this requires working with high schools, working with high school counselors, because there's 25,000 high schools in this country. But the reality is that at most of these selective colleges, you might only get applications from 6,000 or 7,000 of them. And most of the students that they want are in those schools that never apply. So they're going to have to do a lot more outreach than they ever have before. And for most of these schools, they didn't do that in the past.
Right. I understand California spent I think $500 million trying to reach out to students.
And remember, and they were focused mostly on California. So now most of these other colleges are going to have to look beyond their own states.
Justice Roberts, in his majority opinion, said that diversity on a campus is a commendable goal, but not if it comes at the expense of others, was the implication. How do universities respond to this allegation that was made by Asian American students here that they were being discriminated against in the admissions process?
We tend to think of admissions as this meritocracy, that it is based on merit, but it never has been one, and it probably never will be. The reality is that 9 out of 10 students who apply to these most selective colleges are denied admission. And the students who are accepted for a variety of reasons. We have athletes, we have legacies, of course, that are accepted to many of these places. We need to have balance among gender at these places. We need to have balance among geography. So sometimes students are accepted because they're from the right state in many cases, or they might be a full pay student, or they might be the third baseman for the baseball team. So we shouldn't think of the meritocracy of admissions as this pure thing. And I think that's the thing that was missing in the Supreme Court decision.
Lastly, the issue of standardized testing has been, we know that they've been fading somewhat in what schools are requiring of students. Does this have an impact on that?
Yeah, I don't think it's coming back as a result.
Testing is done.
Testing's done as a requirement, especially at these selective colleges, and for two reasons. One is that they've seen, because they went test optional during the pandemic, they've gotten a more diverse applicant pool as a result. And so now they want to keep that diverse applicant pool. The other thing is that all the plaintiffs in these affirmative action cases over the years, going back 20 years to the Michigan cases, have used test scores as one proof point in terms of that they were discriminated against, that, students who were denied admission with a 1,500 SAT, and other students with a 1,200. Well, when you don't have scores from everybody, it's a lot more difficult to make that case.
Jeffrey Salingo, always good to see you. Thank you so much.
It was great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. And it goes back. This is just, they just focusing on school, but this is going to impact and affect a lot more than some daggone schooling. It's going to be released throughout the workforce. And I'm like, why ain't people seeing that? Why are they just concentrating on educational institutions?
Because it's a trick. They ain't even care about all that. It's not even, it's a distraction. It's not even going to go nowhere. That's something they trying to stir up and hold to themselves. Because when you look at people that go into college, the most successful person for real is a blue collar person. Okay, that's the most successful person, and I experienced that myself because my sisters, they went to college. They went to Maryland University and Harvard. My father didn't want me. He said, "Nah, you going to a trade school." So he ended my football career just to go to a trade school to get a trade. Now I understand. Because with a trade, one thing we always going to need is an electrician, a plumbing, a builder. Okay? That's something that is never going to be obsolete. But everything else going to be obsolete. Because guess what? When you go to the hospital, it's going to come to the point a machine, a robot is going to be operating on you.
Don't speak that Black Mirror stuff into existence. No. Oh.
I'm trying to tell you, that's where it's going to.
I know, but still.
We got to understand that. That's where we're going to. You used to watch Star Trek when you was a baby and all that. And when that sucker come on, the first thing it puts in your mind, the final frontier, space.
I have a question. And the question is, just because affirmative action has been stricken down federally, we know what the process has been. People have been complaining about the college admissions process since I applied to college. These conversations that, I'm hearing are conversations since I'm 46.
20 years ago.
Right. So my question is, so what? It's been lifted. Why change what you've been doing if you've had best practices, I don't understand why diversity within a learning institution would be a bad thing. Because why are we not preparing these young adults to recognize there are people from different parts of the world, different part of the country, and we all learn differently? A higher education, Althea, should be just that, a higher education for people to be learning about each other, and it's just, to me, it's not. Do you really think we live in a country now where there's truly white people here? Like truly white? Maybe in some parts, but I have to imagine.
Yeah, that's what affirmative action took away. Because affirmative action made
we know we're mixed, though. What did it really take away?
Well, this is what it is. They can now say, I don't want you. They don't want the Chinese, white, Chinese, Hispanic, Black. It could go all back to white. That's what it took out. Affirmative action.
You know why they doing that?
Discrimination is a thing.
They trying to draw more people to the college. College sucks. They're not giving you no knowledge to where it's it. Do you know the majority of college graduates don't get a job when they come out?
Yeah, or don't do.
Do you know a person who's on a job end up training a college person? It's a scam.
That's what my son said. He said it's a money grab.
Yeah, it's a scam.
So what? Maybe they want
Dick Gregory. Only got to do look up Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory talks about it. It's a scam. Why can't we learn about God and the universe, where it's going to take you to a higher plane individually? The more so than in a group, you saying you're going to talk about this and you getting all this prestigious, but it don't mean shit in the world. It ain't going to get you nowhere in the real world. I know a lot of people that graduate still looking for jobs. Still looking for jobs.
Yeah.
Some of them sneak in. Some of them sneak in, but the true people are the people who is in the field, is working. You in school for 4 or 5 years, and people working that job 4 or 5 years. Working that same job that you great come out of school, it's a scam to get money.
Mm-hmm. We got a few people in the room today watching. Just want to say hello to DJ Slicky Woo Boo. Lee's agreeing, said fact. Molly said the same people making the laws, forefathers came here like all the other immigrants.
Yeah.
True. If you don't know, Molly said, you don't know.
That's true.
Lee, if you can't read, then what? Exactly, Lee. If you can't read, then what do you do?
Well, reading comes from when you in school. When
Monty.
elementary comes from your house. It comes from your mother sitting you down. It comes from your parents sitting you down, teaching you. We keep relying on them to teach our kids. We got to teach our kids. We got to show them the right way. And this is nothing but another way of them to try to focus something on the university because they're losing money because the truth is coming out. So now they got to, we're going to take affirmative action. Oh, now we're going to react. Oh, they're taking affirmative action. We got to do this. We got to do that.
It's the blind side. It's to confound us.
That's what Monty said.
Hakeem.
That is what Monty said, ironically enough.
You hear what I said? What? It's to confound us.
Yeah, exactly. To bring confusion. For where is that? Now, we talk about affirmative action. Why are we not trying to change the Fifth Amendment?
Hey, hello.
All the presidents been in place. No one changed that.
Thank
you.
The
Fifth Amendment saying that a black man is less than is not equal to any person, a human on this earth. That's in the Fifth Amendment. So why not change that? Fight for that.
Exactly. Fight for.
They should be looking at the olds, the way the
exactly. It's too many laws out here to be crying about this and that, about some affirmative action. And based on we can have our own business. We don't have to live according to what they say. See, they want to put in their head, you got to go to college to be able to become something. No, that's nothing but them trying to okay, they say that's not the Fifth Amendment. What's the Fifth Amendment?
I'm looking it up now.
They say that's not the Fifth Amendment. Look it up.
Which one it is?
Well, it's the Fifth. Yeah, the Fifth Amendment protects criminal defendants from having to testify.
He was asking, King. He wasn't saying. He was asking you.
Asking me what?
He was asking, saying, that's not the Fifth, is it?
Michelle reading the Fifth.
The 13th.
She froze up.
She froze. Now she froze. Michelle, you
froze.
You
no, she good now.
Go ahead, read it, Michelle. Again.
Well, the Fifth Amendment is where you cannot incriminate yourself in a court of law. So when you plead in the Fifth. Yeah,
that's right. That's the wrong one.
I maybe is it the 13th that you're thinking of? Because the 13th Amendment, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime, whereas the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject. So basically, the 13th Amendment says that's federally, it's okay for you to be a slave.
Yeah.
Well, this
right? I believe it's the 13th one. That's the one that needs to fix.
They need to fix it all. They need to tear it down because when they wrote the amendment, black people was not considered people. They need to rewrite it and include every man, woman, and child of no matter what color, creed, or race or disability. They need to put it all in there again.
Absolutely.
Fix that raggedy ass Constitution.
Yep. Period. They got to start practicing what they're preaching and what they would pretend to preach.
And we all know that there's some bull in that stuff. And we all know how it was written and what mindset they was in back then. So why didn't we change those laws first? Why didn't we change what we know was scripted?
It's crazy. Yeah, keep the Fifth in, Monty. We're not taking. I like pleading the Fifth even when I'm not in the court of law. I plead the Fifth. I'm not saying nothing.
And then tomorrow is going to be a big celebration for the liberation of the country from England. But they got their liberation from England and they came here and was worse than England. You know, so explain that.
Fix this, sir.
They wanted no taxation without representation, but they take your tax and put it anywhere they want. They wanted this, they wanted that. Everything that they wanted was what they ended up doing. The same thing.
Yeah.
You don't have a freedom to speech. You don't have a freedom of right. You don't have a lot of freedoms they don't give you. Because the government controls everything. It went from a dictatorship to the government to this. Instead of one person ruling, they make you think that there's a bunch of people ruling, but it's still, when it comes down to it, they still got one head figure. But everybody else doing it, it's a mess.
Yeah. Monty Phoenix says he doesn't celebrate the 5th. Why? Because
it's the 14th
really
Amendment.
Absolutely not.
The 14th Amendment?
It's the 14th.
The 14th Amendment say?
All right.
It says a whole lot. It's the 14th Amendment. All persons.
All right.
It's a lot covering, but this is Google. But the original 14th Amendment states that we are half a human being. We're not equal as to the white counterparts.
And that goes along with people saying that that black people brains are smaller than white people brains, and people actually believe that. I'm because I'm white, my brain is bigger than yours. Because you're black, you got a big brain. People actually believe that kind of ignorant stuff. These are the same people that believe that eating the essence of black people will get them superpower.
What?
So how is it that something with a pea brain, but if you consume them, you'll have their power?
That's insane out there.
Well,
Althea, I'm going to try and nibble on you later to see what happens.
You gonna get punched in your eye socket. That's what's going to happen.
That's a good one.
I don't get a lot out there, just a little.
Say you're just gonna have a snack.
I'm sorry, not fit for human consumption. Yeah, you eat me, you gonna get diabetes, high blood pressure. I'm gonna really fuck with you. That's the curse of the ancestors. Go on, eat some black people if you want to. Go on. Jeffrey Dahmer. That's probably why, like they said, why he died. He didn't die in prison. They didn't beat him up. He died of health complications.
You're cut now. Maybe being that you're so complicated, when another person, complicated human being has a nibble, it'll make me right.
It'll make you right. Just a nibble. Well, I know another way that can get some clarity, that can make you right, that you can see the light. Punch you in your eye, you'll see a lot of the universe. You'll see stars. You see a lot. It'll get you right. Tell them, King. Somebody try to nibble on you, punch him in the eye to get them right, won't it?
They see white. They see white and blue clovers. Green stars.
They see red, white, and blue. You be real patriotic. I guess your eye will be red, white, and blue. The inside will be red.
Just in time for
the white will be golden and black and blue. That's very patriotic. When you see stars and stripes.
Oh boy. So when are we gonna get in?
Oh Lord, don't let Slicky Woo Boo hear that. He been there saying, I'm trying to eat you. She's trying to Slicky.
Oh God, no, I'm good. I'm good. I don't really need a snack right now.
You know how Slicky mind go.
So what's the what's the lighthearted portion?
This is the lighthearted portion. I found a potato salad recipe that got raisins in it. It got raisins, carrots, and pineapple. Don't that sound like a good potato salad? They said it's a healthy potato salad.
Pineapple does not go in potato salad. I'm sorry.
So neither does raisins.
Still need to belong there. I know that.
And carrots. So you boil the carrots and potatoes, and you got your raisins, pineapples, and onions.
I'm getting nauseous.
Well, I just wonder, everybody got a different flavor palette. Like I've had, and there's different types of potato salad. But when you think of potato salad, I think of a traditional potato salad that my grandmother used to make, which is the potatoes, the onions,
Yeah.
the eggs, the relish, and she used to dice up either celery seed in it, but I like to put real celery in mine, fresh celery. I like texture in food, and I don't like mushy potato salad, but I don't like hard raw potatoes either. You
Yeah.
got to cook those jokers right so that they be right firm but not mushy, and you got to
I'm
cool
not a
them
fan of the
off.
relish.
You know, the relish, the pickle relish to give it the sweetness. Some people add sugar, but if you use sweet relish, you don't have to add sugar.
Sugar
Some people put sugar in
and
their
potato
potato
salad.
salad. Yes, they do.
Oh,
Unfortunately, yep.
that's allowed.
It depends on the taste bud. Every different recipe is different. But what is definitely different is some raisins.
Who actually got that
And
idea?
pineapple. This is a recipe. I kid you not. Molly, you want to fast forward through that recipe? It didn't even look good. When she was finished making that, it didn't even look appealing to me.
All right, let's check this out. I would like to see how you make. Ugh.
The
See,
potato
I
salad
know
with the
this. Like,
carrots and
I was
onions,
so confused when y'all started talking
raisins.
about putting raisins in potato salad. I was like, what? Who would do that? That's like if I wanted to eat fruit salad, I would eat a fruit salad. I don't need I don't feel like fruit belongs with stuff that's like mayonnaise,
Savory.
right?
Savory, yeah. Like what?
Savory. I mean, I like some, but again, I'm kind of like, ugh.
I guess it gives you that sweet and salty taste at the same time, but but I don't know. When I saw the recipe, I said, now this is interesting. And I thought, when I set this on the 4th of July table at a cookout, and what would they do? Molly, you got the recipe?
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it is that time of the year. It's cookout season.
Tomorrow,
Cookouts.
I just want a burnt glizzy. I just want a burnt. I just want a burnt glizzy.
I don't want a glizzy. I don't like the glizzies. I'll eat a hamburger or a cheeseburger. And these days, as Bubakau was saying, you don't know what kind of glizzy you're gonna get when you ask for a glizzy. It could be anything: a hot dog, a sausage, a penis, a Glock.
I just want a
Right?
roly with a Dapper Ranch.
Mm.
That's
Mm-mm-mm.
all I'm saying.
They
Molly, you
kicked
got
me
the
out as soon
video
as I
up?
was. Oh, Molly said he got kicked out as soon as they started check. Molly, where did you get kicked out from? Oh Lord, Althea, that looks like not good.
That exactly. But it makes taste.
No.
People like
Now that's a
pineapple,
wild white
raisins,
person. Say
potatoes,
nah.
and carrots. You just add some nuts in there,
Who
I
made
guess.
this? Who made this potato salad?
They said it's a healthy alternative, but I don't see what the healthy is because you added pineapple out of a can. They adobe pineapple, and all
Salad.
that sugar and stuff, and them canned pineapples that can't be.
But
I
that's what I'm
don't
saying.
know.
Why they put so much sugar in the potato salad? It's
I-
not a dessert. It's a side dish.
I don't know.
Maybe you know what's next? Potato salad pie.
You want raisins and pineapples and carrots in
Good.
your potato salad and mayonnaise.
Molly, are you purposely torturing me now by just leaving that right up there front and center? It really does. It looks like something my children might have regurgitated, or maybe my dog. Oh God.
It just doesn't look that appealing.
Mm-mm-mm.
And then they wash the potatoes and boil them with the carrots and the process.
Sugar, raisins, mayonnaise,
and pineapple.
I really am gonna. This is not looking like something I would want to eat. Oh, look at this dancing music. Okay, this is a different recipe.
Like a Hellcat.
Okay, so this is why an American potato salad recipe.
So
Are you Googling without your glasses on today? Look at this.
Then they rinsing it and they're gonna boil it.
All right, so this is from a different place kind of potato salad. So that now this is interesting to see how other people make their potato salad.
I don't even know if that's called potato salad.
Oh, she lost the potato. Lost the potato. Okay, it's back. There we go. Everything looks nice and clean there. Don't waste all that water. I mean, again, you can boil all this stuff. Why are you washing it off like 15 million times?
I guess to get it clean. In my household, we peel the potatoes first before we boil it anyway. We peel it and dice it.
Ice water. Okay, drop them in.
And then you set it in ice water. Stop the potatoes don't be mushy.
Don't do it. Maybe we should do a show out here where we make this stuff and try it live.
Yeah. I'll get somebody that sits on and
Really, Mommy, I know.
So we can do it ourselves. I don't know what brand that is, but it got the USA flag on it.
It's not American. Yes, exactly. It's not American recipe.
So what is that?
Oregon potato salad.
I didn't know what that was.
That's mayonnaise. That's the sugar. It's such a happy song. We gotta watch it chop all of this 8-minute video on how not to make potato salad. That's right. Thank you, Molly.
Molly, go ahead. You can fast forward through the dicing, but I wanted to show the finished product.
That was a lot of dicing.
That was, the dice up the potato. Good morning, Misha Merritt.
It's a Depression era potato salad. Misha, it's supposed to be a healthy version of potato salad. But
That's
again,
I don't know what's healthy, but I found the potato salad recipe that had raisins in it. That it has pineapple, raisins. That's the potato salad. So when I tell you I don't want no raisins in my potato salad, I don't want no raisins.
No, I'll throw the potato salad back at somebody if there's raisins.
Marty's showing us back what it looked like. He fast forward that the process to the end of what it don't even look appetizing. So I was like, how do you garnish that? Not. You dice and the carrot.
Nasty. Sorry.
I wonder the taste. I mean, because I like the flavor profile, but I don't think I want carrots, potatoes, and raisins and pineapple together as the profile. And that's not even the golden juicy raisins. It's just the old.
Absolutely not.
And then with mayonnaise.
No.
You know, I've had a salad with raisins, carrots, and apple. That's called carrot salad.
Raisins, carrot, and apple.
Yes.
I mean,
and that was good. Carrot salad is pretty good.
I don't like raisins.
Oh, you don't like raisins. Neither does my son.
I don't like raisins.
Like
I'll eat the grape. Why am I going to eat a rotten grape? Thank you. Yeah, nasty. Oh boy.
My son said that raisins came from the devil. He said because only the devil would take such a beautiful fruit like a grape or a plum and dry it out.
Thank you, prunes.
That's what Tyree said.
Some poop.
Tyree said that he said the raisins and plums come from the raisins and prunes come from the devil. Because only the devil will take a grape and dry it out like that.
Thank you.
My son is crazy. That's the finished product. It don't even look appetizing. And we are visually people. We eat with our eyes.
We just sat here and watched the video.
So if you see that on a table at a picnic, I'm not going. I'll be like, "What's that? No, thank you." What's that?
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing.
On their plate, except for some greedy person or some venturous person.
There was this one thing that we always had at our cookouts, which was this thing called ambrosia, which is like pineapple, mandarin oranges, marshmallow, coconut. I think there's like pistachios.
Some people like ambrosia salad. I mean, that was considered like a dessert. But that's like everybody used to have a Jell-O mold. I think Jell-O molds are disgusting.
Jell-O.
Yeah, but it's to each your own. Each his own. Like the flavor profile. Like
I like peaches in my Jell-O.
You do something different when you make your potato salad, right? You don't make the traditional. You don't put no egg in it. You just got potatoes and bacon.
No, I use egg. I make hard-boiled eggs. What I do differently is I fry up some red onion because I like the caramelized onion in it. And I'll also throw in my family loves bacon. My family loves bacon. So my ex-husband made a request that I add bacon to the potato salad. So, and that's what I do. So I use red potatoes, mayonnaise, salt, pepper. I'll throw in a little mustard, some white vinegar.
White vinegar?
I douse the hot because I like the little bit of vinegar to it. And after I drain the potatoes, I douse them with a little bit of white vinegar because it soaks it up. And then I throw in, then everything, the onion, the potato,
you caramelize the onion. You fry the onions to go into a cold potato salad.
Yeah, but I make it the night before and then I chill it.
So chilled is bacon because bacon cold, that's grease. So it's got the cold.
I drain it all. There was a reason why I gained weight when I was married. And it wasn't because I was making healthy potato salad.
Okay, so you like.
So you said you made potato salad with bacon, onions, and all that.
She said the caramel onions. She cooked the onions first.
Okay.
Yeah.
You put raisin in it.
Children love bacon. No.
But she put vinegar in it.
Raisins are brown grapes. They're rotten grapes.
what Misha said never
Misha
that.
said never that. Never that.
She said that's a depression way of making potato salad. Did you see that potato salad on King?
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, I one day, I'm a chef, so I can cook. So therefore, my kids love my potato salad.
Yeah, my family love my potato salad too.
First thing they say, Daddy, you gonna cook potato salad? All my girls, you gonna cook potato? They like my potato salad, oxtails, whatever, pretty much anything I cook. But my oldest child, she loves them oxtails. She loves me when I make oxtails.
They're tasty. I had them for the first time last week. They were tasty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can see why people eat them.
Lounge.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I said it's bone. It's mostly there's a lot of bone in it.
It's a tail of the ox. A lot of fat. It's a fatty food.
Yeah, but it was tasty.
Yeah, it got that flavor to it. The oxtail flavor.
Yeah,
but I can cook like that, but I don't eat that stuff no more.
I like
I don't eat
oxtail, but it's the preparation. You got to clean it, and you got to make sure you clean it. And I soak that in vinegar, in the white distilled vinegar, and that's to get the fat and the
And
slime
salt.
off of it, and salt to get the water blood out and get the
You let
the
it soak in the
stuff off
salt and vinegar.
my brine.
Then you wash it with the lemon.
Yep.
And take all the impurities out of the meat.
Yeah. There's a process.
Sorry.
There's a process. And then that I think about it, back when I watched my grandmother cook, she took she did that with a lot of stuff. She had to soak the meat, and and I didn't know why, but it helps bring all the purities out the meat. There was a process that we had to do as people of color to get it ready for human consumption, I guess. Because I was like, Grandma, why are you doing this? Why I got to soak? Why you just can't fry the chicken? I didn't know what they was doing, but they knew what they was doing.
Yeah, I have no idea. Molly just asked us a question. Y'all ever tried foxtail? Are you messing with us? You can't eat a fox.
The foxtail they put on your head.
I want to wear a fox. Exactly.
You know how people had a little fox Daniel Boone had with the foxtail on it?
I thought that was a raccoon. That wasn't a raccoon.
No, that was a foxtail.
That was a fox. I thought that was a damn raccoon.
I ain't no raccoon. It was a foxtail.
So what they do with the raccoon skin? They make
I
raccoon.
don't know what they do with the raccoon's tail. I never heard nothing with a raccoon. I know like possum. I know people eat possum pie, stuff like that.
I don't mess with that either.
But you eat any other animals. So what's the difference? Because y'all see a possum.
I don't know. I don't eat any other animal.
But what about squirrel? They eat squirrel.
Birds are cute.
I know they eat squirrel. My grandfather, no, that was rabbit that he tricked me with. I don't eat squirrel. Don't want to eat rabbit. Don't want to.
I used to eat rabbit. Rabbit is actually good.
Yeah.
No,
so it's not.
I tricked my daughter eating rabbit. She was
My
tearing that
grandfather
donut.
tricked me too. It ain't chicken. He lied.
But it tastes like chicken.
With gravy.
Yeah, with them onions and carrots.
And
it always tastes like chicken.
It was not.
It do taste like chicken.
I don't know.
Just like gator meat. Gator meat is real good. It tastes like all the meat combined.
Well, lamb. I don't like the taste of lamb because it has that weird gamey aftertaste to me.
Because they ain't cooking them right.
Lamb it depends on how the lamb is raised. If the lamb is raised on grass like it's supposed to be, it's fine. But when they put that other stuff come in, they feed it lamb. They feed it in the feed. They used to mix it. That's what made the cows sick and mad because they was putting animals in the feed. Cow ain't supposed to. They're herbivores, and when they start giving the animals meat and trying to do stuff, the animals got sick. It was like ain't supposed to be eating it, just like our bodies do, I guess. But if you get the right kind of lamb, it's good.
Not by everybody who eat meat eating human meat. They gotta stretch that food. Food got to be stretched.
And you
think not enough animals. Do you really think it's enough animals to feed everybody? The restaurant.
No, I think they cloned it. I think some stuff a long time ago when they did Dolly the sheep, and they cloned it. That was over 20 years ago. Long time ago. Remember her?
No, I don't remember
Dolly. I remember when they cloned the sheep.
Look up Dolly the sheep.
Dolly the sheep.
Dolly. No, I remember that.
That was her name, Dolly.
That's right.
Google
Science.
Her. How long ago was that?
I say just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. We already know when you make a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, it kind of.
When did they make a clone?
The quality's not there. Oh Lord, it's gonna be a warm one today.
1996.
July 1996.
Oh,
July
1996.
From the mammary
We're
gland.
coming up on the anniversary.
An egg cell taken from a Scottish blackface sheep. She was born to her Scottish blackface surrogate mother on the 5th of July, 1996.
It's crazy.
They took a cell, and that's what they're doing with the chickens now. Or they're making meat out of animal cells in laboratories now they're coming out with it and the FDA approved it. I believe they've always been doing it. Like you said, they've been taking cells, whether from a sheep, animal, any animal. They could be human cells, making meat from human cells. And that's what they're doing.
I'm willing to say there are things that they do that we don't know about.
Y'all ever, what Misha say?
Surprise.
Most Caribbeans and Southern families clean their meats with citrus. Yeah, the acid to eat it up, to eat the bacteria. That's what it's good for. You know, you heard of people cleaning their homes and stuff. The acid and vinegar, cleaning with vinegar is good. Why are we still eating meat? I got to train myself to get off of that bandwagon.
Misha said most Caribbean and Southern families clean their meats with citrus.
That's right, because it will clean the food. Because citrus actually is acid that cleans fat and bacteria. Lemon limits a lot of bacteria.
And that's what I just said. Didn't I just say that? And the vinegar.
Say what?
Did I freeze?
No, he's still going.
Okay.
But we did hit the 11:30 mark.
And yes, and it has been a Monday Madness. I want to wish you all a happy 4th of July.
Oh, when is 4th of July? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Well, I ate a lot of beans. I ate a lot of beans for the last 2 days. I was on fiber diet, so I'm gonna let my fireworks off tomorrow.
You gonna let your fireworks? Let it rip, my king. Tomorrow, let's do the show about how to cook meat on the grill. Let's talk
how to cook meat on the grill.
How people grill and grill disasters. Because I know my uncle caught on fire at the grill. He had to stop, drop, and roll. His whole arm and caught on fire to the rest of him because he was spreading lighter fluid on the charcoal. And it flew up and it got on him. He spilled it on him, opening it. And
so who was that? Uncle Gus?
Uncle Junior.
Oh, because you know, Uncle Gus, you know, Eddie Murphy talk about that. Was it Eddie Murphy talk about that? Yeah, Gus.
Oh yeah, you did. You know, let me see if I can find that clip. But your wife's a bitch for Gus. Gus was his father got drunk. Like, Gus, but his eyebrows off, and my Uncle Junior was torched up. Yep, he had 3rd-degree burn.
Wow.
So because he thought he was the barbecue. We was looking at him like, stop, drop, and roll, fool.
He was cooking all that. He was trying to get all that dog meat cooked.
That's crazy.
You know, they stop, drop, and roll. And my grandfather just calmed me through the blanket over here. My granddad had his own blanket in his boat. He calmly took that heavy blanket and smothered him. He was like, look at this fool here. Oh, I tell you, I miss the good old days.
Yeah, that jump probably put a little startle on the cookout. Everybody, oh my God. Uncle Wilbert, what's going on?
You got to go to the hospital.
There we go.
But the cookout still went on. You're like, go and take care of your wounds. You have a whatever, a hot dog, hamburger, whatever they was cooking when you get back. It didn't touch the grill. He just got burnt up. That's the problem with that lighter fluid. That ain't no joke.
Yeah, a lot of people say they grill masters, but there's a lot to that grill.
Yeah, people don't realize it. And they want to, if you cook while the flames are high, you ain't doing but burn your food up. They don't understand that. They think that, oh, that's a fire. That's a fire. I'm going to throw meat on there with the fire and flames going up. You going to cook the outside meat going to be just as crispy and the inside going to be just as raw. It's an art to cooking on the grill. Can I say I say cook on the grill?
You can't put it straight on the fire. You gotta let the fire go dim down and let it be smoke more than fire.
That's right. And my grandfather told me.